All right, welcome to the Naxxramas gbid meeting for the ChickW Naxxramas. It is January 28th, 2021. Real quick, I guess just a small thing that happened. I guess the stun resist gbid is like slowing down, so I was able to fill up the roster pretty fast actually with some healers. So, hooray. Um, it's a little bit of a different roster here. It may change week to week, of course, depending on who's available and whatnot. But this is basically what we're looking at right now. So we'll just actually go right into it because this is mostly a meeting about the assignments, specifically with the Death Knight burn strategy. And I put as much as I can here. If you guys see like any issues with the assignments because there's some like bug in it, please let me know. But generally, what we're going to be going over is 4 Horsemen and, its encounter and what it's different with this burn strategy, or even generally because we're having an issue with this. And I actually should change maybe some of these assignments depending on what you guys think I should do. So, as far as you guys know, this is the room we would have normally for a... For a... 4 Horsemen. Okay, Thane's bottom left, Blamo's top left, Zelix top right, Mogren's here, and 3. And then so to give you an example, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? That's to tell you who's where and where they're supposed to be at what time. I guess if some of you already know exactly how 4 more Horsemen's done and things like this. Like right now, I actually don't have healer assignments here because I had to adjust a bunch of healers, so I might have to just do that here in a second. But I'll tell you kind of where you need to be and where you should be, and also different strategy. Because I guess Puba, did you say does it deviate now from this? Like for what Delgo explained?
So the way that Delgo explained it to me is that we can have so like the people at Thane go to Mograine afterwards once Thane is dead. And this is on the burn strat.
Okay.
And then the people at Mograine would skip Thane and go to Blaumau. So it would be the Thane group, which would be Wesley Pipes, Pickles, Nearby, and Know You, would be going to Thane at the start. And then once Thane is dead, they go to Mograine.
Mm-hmm.
After third mark on Mograine, they go to Blamo. Or not the third mark, but that mark that they're supposed to move on.
Yeah.
Would be the third mark for them.
Okay.
So it's Mograine healers go to Blamo, Thane healers go to Mograine, Blamo healers go to Zaliak healers also go to Mograine.
Yeah.
All right. So I want to make that kind of clear because it seems to be. So I'm gonna go over like some of these positions first. I'll go over non-healers first, and then I'll go over healers. Because they both have all different assignments, right? Like, is there ever a time where a healer was actually following in these groups? They're on their own thing, right?
They're on their own group assignment.
So I guess for this part, this is it's completely different. And there's also a tank one. I don't know if this matches any of these groups, but
they're separate because they don't match because the tanks have a different rotation than the DPS, and the healers have a different rotation than the tanks and the DPS. It's all different.
Okay, and then the normal strat, the tank is usually with the DPS, but this it's different because of that. Okay. All right, so you see there's a bunch of Fury Warriors and things like that, but are these guys actually tanks? These are like backup tanks? But these guys are actually the tanks? Huh.
No, it should be Vike, HK Jr., and Soleils. Those should be the backup.
Those, yeah. Okay. But are these guys in the back or something?
I think they would only pick up tanking responsibility if one of the 7 tanks on the right position got killed.
Okay. All right. Cool. So, in this particular instance, we have all these full groups except for D, right? Only has 1. For 4 rotations. And as you can see, group A, B, C, and D for these DPS groups, they're all full. They all start with group 1. Position 1, which is just killing Thane. You want to kill Thane as fast as possible. I think in a normal group, how fast do you guys do it in like East or West? Do you guys do it in like 3 marks or 4 marks, or always 4 marks?
Yesterday we did 4 marks.
Okay. And do you think that what happened when we did our like really fast run? Like what happened when we did our last gbid and we died? Was it 4 marks or was it?
I think it was 5.
It was 5.
The 5th mark will kill people if they don't pop a shadow pot before it go up. Like it'll kill them. 100%
Did we have 5 marks then for that one?
Probably because their DPS was really bad.
Let's go pull up the log.
Okay. I just don't remember I just wonder if you guys remembered.
Did the burn strat, and then like we were a little bit slow, so some of the people that were slow at getting out to the safe spot just took the 5th mark and died.
Okay, because he died and he
Like,
still does marks. Yeah.
Yes, you have to kill him and get the fuck away from him as fast as possible, or you might take another mark if we're slow. It depends.
Yeah.
Like ideally, we kill him. The 3rd mark's gone out. Everyone's running out. They take a 4th mark on their way out, and that's it.
Yeah. Okay. I see here they all go to different rotations, but it seems that most people go to Mograine. Like for example,
a lot of the DPS are going to go to Mograine. Yes.
Why is Group A going? Why is Group A going to
kill.
Zeliek? And should this even happen? Like, should I not have these rogues here?
Pretty much, you should not have. I don't think you should be sending anyone to Zeliek, right? Let me see. Let's say it says. I mean, no, that's just the group that goes after
Group A.
Like only Group A goes.
Only Group A goes to Zeliek. Is that a reason why Group A goes to Zeliek? Is it mostly because of Mensis needs to go to Zeliek?
No. So this has to be adjusted because this is the post Thane kind of Zeliek burn strat. Like if that whole group goes to Zeliek, we're gonna have problems.
They're gonna die to the
so where
fire.
So where should these people should these actually people be in Group D or something? And Mensis goes only there?
Yeah, maybe take. Well, how many melee are there? Like Thunder Fury and Maleficent are
2.
ranged. That's fine.
There's 2.
Booty
so
Poppin' and ZZ Tack.
So what I could do is put ZZ Tack here, and then Booty Pop in here. Does this?
No.
Okay.
I don't think that. Hold on a second. Let me look at what we have on the other rosters.
Sorry to interrupt. Did y'all look at the replays when we did do our attempts?
They looked at the logs, but not exactly like a VOD because it's really hard to tell what's going on from like one person's perspective.
Okay, so there definitely needs to be people in that D group. I don't know why we have so many. There's only one.
Let me see.
We should have an even amount of people. Look at here. I'll link you copy this layout because the central group is like.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like we're not. I don't think we're doing that strat where we like kind of stack extra melee on Zeliek.
Oh, you're right. He said. Well, Cruel said put a warrior in all the tank groups, then put another warrior in group A, B, C, and D, and then put 2 melee groups in A, B, and C. So 2 melee in each of those, right? And then put all your casters in A, B, C, and put your leftover melee in D.
Yeah.
But I didn't have that much melee. Like I only have,
Oh, that's fine. It's just that. You don't want to overload that A group. The A group should just be pretty much all casters.
So okay, so should I actually just move between this and
put like me and Djibouti there instead of ZZ Tack and
okay. So
I'd be better. Maybe 2 rogues, right?
Let me do that then.
So that way you guys can help each other with ignites on. I guess ignites are kind of scary on Zeliek, but.
It wouldn't be.
Not after that. Not after that long. Like yeah. So TLC and Djibouti. Oh.
Yeah, way safer.
Yeah, and then put Booty and Cats back in the C group. But actually, we should have people in that D group. Why is that D group like empty? Should have.
Who should be in it then?
Take one person out of each of the other groups and put them in that group.
Who should be in it then? Just one person. So literally just put these 3 warlocks, maybe.
You can put me there. You can put. It doesn't matter. Literally anyone.
Yeah, just take the bottom 4 people that you have.
Because group D goes to Group D goes Thane and then
Let me
Where does it
separate
go?
then. Let me just
Goes
do
Mograine, right?
Mograine.
Yeah,
Yeah, you should put
Mograine,
some. You should
then
put
below
melee. You should put
Yeah, like
put at least
honestly,
two melee.
Booty Poppin' and ZZ Tack should be in group.
Okay, let me
Yes.
put
Yes.
Booty Poppin'. But I'm actually gonna put yeah, actually let's just do that. Let's just put ZZ Tack in it. And then
And put and you
I'll-
have dot me up there already.
Booty
okay.
Poppin' and then dot me up, and then I'll put like Pinion in like this group or something.
Yeah.
And then and one other from one of the other groups.
We still have a lot in Group B that are going to be going to Zeliak if we don't decrease that.
Well, yeah, eventually, but it's not right away, and also it's a limited amount of melee. So we if two melee could actually realistically go into Zeliak. The issue happens is when there's people in range need to really be max range.
Okay.
Another issue on Zeliak is that there's no room for the tank to find a way out. So what will happen is that
There is. You run south. You run south.
Yeah, no, I get that,
Like-
home kid, but like that in a
You don't
perfect
run. You don't run
situation-
back to the center. You run outer, because you're heading. Like for me, like I start 2, 5, and then 3.
Well,
I hug the wall when I'm exiting.
Yeah.
so you go.
Yeah,
Do you
'cause
hug
you're
left?
either going,
Do you hug left?
you're either going to
basically?
Mograine or you're
hugging-
going to Belomo
No.
after
he-
Zeliak.
here's how I do it.
Very rarely do
Like,
melee go back
let's-
to the center
let's
after
say-
Zeliak.
Let's look exactly what HK Junior does. Okay, so tank. He starts here.
Okay.
He starts at 2, right?
Let's say you start at the
let
entrance,
me,
right?
Let me get rid of this real quick.
For me, I start at the since I'm starting at 2, I start at the entrance. Scroll down for a second.
1 second. Let me move this down a little bit so it's easier to see this. Okay. Go ahead.
Okay,
Start
let's
at
say the
entrance.
fight. We start at the entrance. I DPS Thane.
Okay.
At 2 marks, a meteor falls down. I sprint my way to number 2,
Okay.
and then by the time I make my way to Zeliak, that's gonna be 3 stack, and I'll grab it.
Okay. And
And
then,
then 3 stack.
Yep.
Like let's say 3 stack. Someone's gonna relieve me. I walk down. I'm gonna get 4 stack from Zeliak, and then start tanking Mograine.
now I kind of want to
And
make
then-
something clear about this. Do you guys actually wait for 3 stacks, or do you wait until the 6th mark, the 9th mark, the
What are
12th
you talking about?
No,
For
it's like-
tanks?
Yeah, for
For a
tanks.
tank, you're
The
not
way
gonna
the
leave
ta-
it 3.
The way
You're
the
gonna
tanks
leave.
do this fight is they don't pay attention to the marks at all. Like
It's the
all you
tank.
do is you target the tank that you're replacing, and you see how many marks he has. And as soon as he takes the 3rd mark, you go in, and you don't go in too early because or else you take an early mark. That's it. It's really easy.
Okay, so there's never.
Not to pay attention to
I
the whole.
thought it would
what
be-
mark is this?
I
I'm
thought
going
it
in
would
at
be
mark
more of a
12 or mark 16 or whatever. It doesn't fucking matter. You just look at the tank that you're
Okay.
replacing. You got to remember the order that you're running in, which is super easy too.
Yeah, it's right here. Like you're literally.
You're literally just going back and forth between.
For example,
spots.
HK Junior, all he has to do is look at tank 6. Like that's what I did. I didn't know exactly what I was doing. I was tank 2. I started 2, and then I go to 3, and then I go to 4.
Yeah.
Then I go back
So
to
you
2.
know you start
back
at
to
2,
5,
and you
yeah.
know you go to 3 next. So you look at the tank that's tanking in 3, and you
Like
wait till
it's just a
he gets the 3rd
triangle
mark.
formation.
But that's all there is to that. And then, but Chick, you should go to this. You should go to the replay of our last attempt and see. We can just look at it, like literally look at what happened. Not a. Here, I'll post it to you. One second.
Yeah.
Just use the Warcraft logs thing. One sec.
You want to use a Warcraft logs thing? Okay, you work on that.
Just go to this link I sent you.
Okay, we'll watch this.
Put on the last wipe from last.
Is this
night.
it?
What
What do I do
went
here?
wrong, and why we wiped? Yeah.
Press play at the bottom right,
Bottom right. Bottom left. Okay.
bottom left.
So fight starts.
It's a black screen for us.
Yeah, it doesn't show anything for me.
Oh, mount. Click left. Hold left mouse. Click. Oh, there he is. Now
There you go.
move.
Is that it? Is that what we're
There
looking
you
at?
go, Yeah.
Scroll wheel in.
Yeah. Scroll
Yeah,
wheel.
Ah.
you're zoomed
Now
way
drag
up,
Up and
so-
it's over. Ah,
going.
there we go.
So let's start
Kind
back
of hard
over,
to look
okay?
at it without the map layout.
Yeah, we have no map for some reason.
Oh, I
Keep
don't know
zooming
if
in.
it-
Yeah, why isn't your map showing?
No
Just
more
hasn't
map.
loaded.
Okay, we don't
It
have a
just
map. That
hasn't
doesn't
loaded
matter.
yet.
We can tell. Okay, we can tell that the right side is where Thane is right now. Like purple diamond is where Thane
Like,
is.
let's see where all the tanks are. Where are they relieving? Cause like how like
Well,
Zeliak.
no,
let's
a
see
lot
how
of
they're
tanks are
exiting.
here right now because I'm
Yeah.
I'm here.
I'm more concerned of Zodiac. Like, how are they
Zoom out
exiting?
a little bit.
Zoom out, yeah, we
so
can't see
can
Mograine.
everything.
Is this good?
Can't see Mograine.
Was it a tank problem on our wipes? I don't think it was.
Would've
I
been
thought
No,
it was
it
a
is.
healer.
It
Mograine's at
isn't.
the top there. You can
I
Just
thought
the
it was
columns.
a healer problem. Like, see, like right now okay, look, we're
Chick.
doing a good rotation at the moment. Like you see 3 healers at each location right now.
Wait, what? People are just
You
disappearing.
can't see the tank at Mograine. I don't know if you want to see that.
You can see it. It's right at the top, but
Yeah, I
Yeah,
know.
that's-
I know where it is. I'm telling
there
him
we
to
go.
Oh,
fucking
there
zoom
he
up.
is.
I literally asked him 8 times.
Okay.
So right
Alright.
now there's only 2 healers on Blaumau. And
Yep.
now
now there's.
oh wait,
only-
no, never
it
mind.
just
Why are they
isn't
popping
showing
up
pickles.
randomly?
I don't know why they're popping in and out.
This seems scuffed. I don't
Like,
know why this replay is so scuffed.
Yeah.
One sec.
I can't work with this.
Try my logs. My logs are
Oh my
guaranteed frat.
God. All right, you just give me that. We're not gonna worry about that right now, okay? I don't want to worry
Okay.
about what happened. I want about what we're gonna do in the future and what's expected, right?
That's
But anyway,
how you.
people should know where they're going based off of like this the beginning, right? Once Mograine is dead, right? Because Mograine should die after Thane, not immediately. Maybe after like I don't know, a few marks, like maybe like 15 marks, right? I don't even know. Then what do people do? People sit in the safe zone, and then they go to Blaumau, and then they go back to the safe zone, and they go back to Zeliek, and they go back to the safe zone, and they go back to Blaumau. Rinse, repeat, right? And then, when there's only Zeliek, it's you do Zeliek for 3 marks, you get out for 6 marks. Is this correct?
Did you repeat that again?
Okay.
Yep.
For Zeliek, only Zeliek. If there's only Zeliek left, you go in for you get 3 marks, and you get out for 6 marks. Basically, till your shit drops. But basically, you should just wait until 6 marks from when you left. You go back in.
Yeah.
So every 9 marks, you'll actually every 9 marks you'll be entering into Zeliek's zone if you go in there. Now, should melee ever go in there? Melee DPS.
No, just give it up.
Just give it
Not
up.
in
So
your
melee,
park, no.
so melee should
Not in your
all
park.
stay out. Should all stay
Yeah.
out.
Even
Yeah.
people that know what they're doing should stay out, so people that don't know what they're doing don't get confused.
Okay.
Like,
now,
there's a lot of range. There's no point
with
going in there.
range. With range, do they have to do they just want to sit max
So
range?
If you
they
stand at your
want to
max range, you do not get targeted by the chain at all.
Okay.
Like
Healers
it's,
you
is-
have
it's
to
100%
be
safe.
more than 36 yards away from the boss because he can
Do
cast
healers
up
have
to
that range?
35 yards. Yeah, healers have 40 yards.
No, but the thing about the healers is like you want your healers to actually just be in there and spread out a little bit, and they should be in front of the range stack so that like the range stack has room to come in and out, and the tanks have room to go around them.
Okay. And here's
Do you
another
need
thing.
2 stacks? Or are you
Well,
just talking
Frey,
about for
I'll
totems?
say that works in theory, but in reality, there's a lot of commotion going on.
What's
During that.
what's the reason to have the healers close by?
I mean, the danger would just be that the healers.
No, why would you
chain
put
onto
them?
the DPS?
I'm asking why the fuck would you put the healers in closer? Why not just have them stand with the range?
I mean, they can be further than the ranged. That's the beautiful part about the healer.
Why not just have 1 stack? So it's easier for people to know where to go in and out.
Yeah, as long as Zeliek doesn't move,
There's no reason not to have 1 stack, right?
Yeah, as long as Zeliek doesn't move, there's no reason not to have
I
1
guess.
stack.
Yeah.
If Zeliek has an issue, but is there even a reason? Is it a bad idea to even be spread out though? Could you spread out if you
Yeah.
wanted to?
Sounds
you want
terrible.
to spread out.
No,
What?
if you try and spread out, it's just it gets way too like.
Because then people get closer to
And
the
then
That's
boss.
true. That's true.
People don't have
actually.
anywhere to run, and they start running in between.
Maybe
people,
like
and
a
then that's
half
when
moon?
chains happen.
No,
Like-
why not just stack, dude? Why not just have
Yeah.
the stack? The stack is literally the
The
safest
stack,
option.
the
Healer-
stack is the
healer
safest
should
option,
stack.
but
Alright.
you need to be stacked at max range.
So-
if one person like inches up a little bit and then fucking eats a chain, and that chain
So you
bounces
have to
that
make
whole
sure
stack, it's a big rip.
Okay,
Whoever's in this, that's hard. That is hard.
so yeah. The thing is, people are coming in and out of that stack, and people basically have to just know where the stack is. Is that right?
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
the only way
if
they're
you're-
going
the
is
people that
away
are
from the
coming-
boss.
The
They're
people
not
that are
going
coming,
towards the boss.
the only people that are coming in and out should be the tanks, basically. If we're telling
Yeah.
no melee to be in, it should be the tanks coming in and doing their rotation, and all they need to do is hug the wall when they're coming in and out, like HomeKit
Yeah.
said.
Yeah.
Got to go around, like take a wide path
Either
from
the
that
left
range
or the
tree.
right wall.
So
yeah,
for this fight as well, even like definitely not a melee shouldn't be walking in and destroying a bow out, right? Just be
No.
very clear.
No.
Don't even like
Just-
walk in and
you're-
bow.
No, you
You're
can't
risking
even
getting
shoot your
stacked.
bow. No, you can't shoot your bow. No.
Okay, shooting bow is forbidden. Yeah.
The range
Going to
on your bow
Zeliek is
shot is
melee.
too close.
Should
It's
just
forbidden.
be forbidden. Yeah.
Dancing is forbidden. Yes. Okay.
Yeah, it's forbidden.
Yeah. Okay. So we got
I mean,
that.
if we had a full raid of competent people, you could say, yeah,
Oh yeah, dude. We could do
two
melee.
melee, two melee in this group. You go in, and then you have people rotating out
Yeah.
like that. But
Before
Yeah,
our
like all
first
the
kill,
TL raids.
our
we
first
do.
kill, we can't do that yet.
Early.
Right. Now,
This is still progression. You
now
gotta let
we got
people get wet
people.
behind their ears.
We have this. If we need to work on more assignments here, let me know. I want to get this done. Tanks, they have pretty simple thing. They're just on their own world. On their own world where they're going, so they
Yep.
should know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Obviously, you should have the fish reel. Fish reel is really good. And fire protection potion is really good here, of course, as well.
Frey, do you have any advice for when to use fish reel on the tanks? Because I know that you've said before a specific timing so that it will be up for the
Yep.
next rotation.
It's always
this
up
is
for
what
every-
you
for
have.
every
No,
time.
no. It's not. Don't pre-pop it. Like if you wait until the right before you're about to taunt to pop it, it's not going to be ready the next
Yes.
time you. So like you try and pop it like 3 or 4 seconds before you taunt.
You want to pop it?
It lasts 10 seconds, right? So
Yeah.
usually I'm looking at the tank I'm about to replace. He gets his third mark. I start running in, like halfway into towards the boss. I pop my reel, and then I get there. I taunt, and that's it. And then
Yeah,
open.
I do the same thing too. It's even good to intercept. Well, I have barrel charge. I don't know if it's a bad idea to intercept or not.
Yeah, you
Intercept.
can't really as a
Okay.
unless you have blood rage or something, but that's a waste
Yeah.
of blood
So,
rage.
all right, then that as a feral druid you do that, but yeah, okay, but you just walk in pre-popping it.
I really need to get there fast.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
emergency.
No, it can still miss taunt, right? Because it's not 100%.
Yeah.
So you just wait until you get another taunt off. Is that right?
Yeah, the other tank stays.
Okay. And at this point, there might
You
be
have
times,
to call that out.
The thing
You
is,
also
there
have to call that
there
out.
might be there
Yeah.
might be times where, let's say,
Tanks
you know,
need to
only
be vocal.
they're only two people are walking in, like, because there's only two bosses, right? So, well, no, you don't want two tanks walking into Zeliek, but two tanks can maybe walk into Bloomo at the same time, because when these both are dead, it's possible if that syncs up. But I guess just follow your assignment when you walk in. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Now another thing is healers. It's a whole another thing. Okay. And as far as you guys know, that we have red, blue, and green. That's when you leave on that mark. So on marks 1, 4, 7, 10, these kind of numbers, right? You're leaving.
I would like personally to like go over everyone in the raid. It's in the raid right
Yeah.
now for the healers. Like so, wife.
Yeah.
Group I, he starts at 4, which is Blaumau. He's a red healer, so he moves at mark 1. So the first mark at Blaumau, he's
Mhm.
moving to Zeliek. And
Yes.
then once he gets 3 stacks at Zeliek, he moves to Mograine.
Mhm.
And then after he gets 3 stacks at Mograine, he can choose to go to the safe zone or pick up slack at Blaumau or Zeliek. Well, he couldn't do Zeliek, but he could choose to either go straight to Blaumau or wait for his Zeliek marks to go off and then go to Zeliek.
Why would
But
he do that? That would ruin his whole rotation. He wouldn't be going in a circle. He wouldn't be going in a little triangle anymore. He would
by the time by the time he does Blaumau, Zeliek, and Mograine, Thane should be dead at that point.
Mm-hmm.
And realistically, Mograine should be close to dead.
Wait
too.
a minute. Shouldn't the healer? Okay, there's 3 bots. Let's say we kill Thane. Okay, shouldn't the healer just be going from Mograine to Blaumau to Zeliek to Mograine to Blaumau to Zeliek? Is there any time they're in the safe zone, like legitimately waiting? In the safe
there shouldn't be in the safe zone, but we're going to be because we're burning. There's going to be 4 healers that are just going to be basically So let's talk over the Thane healers. So like
Okay, so they have Wesley Pipes, Pickles,
Wesley
nearby, and
Pipes, Pickles,
Subi.
nearby, and Subi. They start at Thane. They have a different rotation than everyone else.
Okay, what is their rotation?
So their rotation would be Thane, then they go to Mograine at their stat counter,
So at their what is their stat counter?
which
Like,
would be
what?
3.
They're at 3. So they're in group K basically. Is that what you're telling? Wait,
no,
they're in
no,
green
no.
group.
Red,
you're
blue,
telling me.
red, green group. Yeah.
So basically, would all these guys technically be in green group? You're telling me?
I mean, what we could do is make them so that they are in red, blue, green, and so like
Mhm.
Wesley would be in red, and then Pickles would be in blue, and then nearby and Scooby.
What does their TL rates do?
You're gonna confuse the
Yeah,
Sean
I'm
and Kuba.
I'm fucking confused.
You might
right
as
now.
well keep it simple, like, and keep everything in a single rotation.
Okay.
Like Wesley leaves at 1 and goes to Blameo, and then
Okay.
Pickles goes on 2, and then nearby.
Okay.
So
Scooby,
Wesley should
they
be.
stay until Thane dies, and then they go to the safe zone until their stacks
Okay,
fall
yeah.
So
off.
Wesley should be red.
And then they start from the safe zone, and they go to Blamau and start the rotation.
Okay,
You
so Wesley
understand?
should be red.
Yeah.
And then like Pickles should be blue, right?
Yeah.
Hold on, let's do this. So I'm just gonna call this Thane Boys. I don't even know. So Wesley should be red. So Wesley, actually, I'll just do this. Equals this. Equals that. Equals this. And do we want just one guy sitting in the middle? Like, should we just like give Subi
Yeah,
this?
Subi should be after Thane. He should be a safe zone healer exclusively.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Because he's the 13th healer, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. Then yeah.
Yeah, so he goes to safe zone, and then who starts his rotation after his stacks fall off?
Well, maybe Subi
And-
should just literally sit there at the safe zone. That's what we're saying, right?
It doesn't matter, because after Thane is dead, everybody is going to make a rotation into the safe zone. You understand? And they're just going to keep moving.
Yeah,
They're
when
just gonna keep moving in a circle or in a triangle after that.
Well, wait a minute. Why would anyone go to the safe zone if there's 3 bosses? Wouldn't you go Blamau, Zillig, Mograine, Blamau, Zillig, Mograine?
Because you're going to drop your stacks in 2. You don't
Your stacks will
want
drop
to-
in time.
And then
before.
you don't
need to go to the
want
safe zone
crowd
to drop
zone.
Yeah, as a healer, you should always be going.
Always
from,
rotate as a healer.
Yeah, you should.
But
You
you
should
also-
never be in the safe zone unless you see that your spot is like over cluttered. Like
Yeah.
sometimes I'll stay in the safe zone to drop stacks if I see that there's already 4 healers in my next spot.
That way
Okay, but
they
like,
can
why
mark.
is there so many healers in that spot?
So
They
some
fuck up their
so-
rotation or
yeah,
box
they'll fuck up people are going to make mistakes. You're going to get 4 stacks sometimes. You're going to get 5 stacks even sometimes.
Okay.
But you have to make those adjustments with
He's
your
so full
eye.
of shit. He is so full of shit. No, what will happen? What will happen, Chick, is towards the end of the fight, like when the front, especially when the front 2 are down, you've got 12 healers, but you only need 8 to actually heal. So the big brain play is to sit in the safe zone and watch the remaining 2, and you go and spot heal if you notice that one of them's light.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. All right. Awesome. But for now, for the beginning, Subi will be in the safe zone, and then people have to play accordingly, right? In a perfect world, these people just rotate forever.
Yes,
Like,
forever. Yeah.
But you're telling me it's always a clusterfuck? Like always? Is there ever a time where it's not
I mean,
like that?
once 2 bosses die, you're not going to have healers rotating to those 2 bosses.
They're
for
bound
fun.
to make
Well,
mistakes.
no, they're gonna have to go
so
to
it's
safe zone.
like-
They're always gonna have to go to safe zone at some point. You know, instead of Mograine, you go to the safe zone.
After those 2 bosses are down, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what healers get confused, I think, is after like 2 bosses die. Because I don't know if that's on the sheet, like what you do after 2 bosses. Like,
Well, you know what you do. Yeah, what you do.
obviously it's common sense, but
Yeah, it's common. If you're
I
at
know
Zeliek
what
and
to do.
and
Listen,
Zeliek
you don't need
dies,
to-
well,
I
you-
think that's the confusion. I think
instead of
people
going to
get what I'm
Mograine,
saying.
you just go to the safe zone and then you sit.
I
in the
don't.
safe
I don't
zone.
need it to explain to me. You need to.
Yeah.
I don't know if your healers are here, but those are the people you need to tell that to.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, when one boss died, I just went to safe zone for my
Yeah,
rotation.
which is good. There you go.
Yeah.
See, common sense, right?
And, yeah,
there.
it's it's important to stay in your position where you're supposed to be. It's a dance, you know. So it's
Or
very strange dance.
my phone to go flat.
Your what went flat?
My phone. So yeah, so what will happen, right, is initially the healer should never be in the safe zone, but then as the bosses die, there's more healers than you actually need. So you sit in the safe zone and watch the rotation and fill in where is needed. Truth is, when there's only like 2 bosses left, half the healers will be sitting in the safe zone.
Okay.
Yeah, like last week on 4 Horsemen, and we would have had that kill if people figured out how to utilize.
Yeah,
the safe
everybody
zone.
just ran in and just
like when
the
everybody
biggest
ran
chain.
into Zeliak and it chained, like they basically threw that fight, right?
Okay.
Mhm.
So some notes here to be made is for
We had the
Zeliak,
kill for sure.
be max range and be stacked. Is that right? For healers, notes for Zeliak, be max range and be stacked. Probably the same thing goes for range DPS. But other notes is for Zeliak, melee notes.
But what I did when I did my rotation, I started at Ziliac, went to Mograine, and Thane, then blah. After Thane died, I went back for my rotation to Ziliac, Mograine, then to the safe zone because I want to take random ticks from Thane because he's dead, and then waited for my stacks to fall off for Blomo, and I ran into that. Is that correct? 'Cause that's what I did.
What's your name?
This is Know You.
Let's know you.
Know You. So you started where? So you were in? Were you in Group I, green group last week?
I don't remember what his was last week.
Ziliac, I was stack 3, got stack 3 from Ziliac, then went to Mograine, got my 3 stacks there, went to Thane, did the same thing, went to Blomo, did the same thing. Then when Thane died, I did my rotation. Instead of going to Thane, I went to the safe zone for my blue Mal shit to drop.
And you waited for that to drop off. Yeah, I mean that it is fine if there are more than the healer. If there's like 4 healers there, then that's fine. And like playing it by eye.
Okay.
I don't want to go in and take my 4th stack of Blow Moon and almost kill myself. No.
Yeah.
Yeah. Of course. Okay. Cool. So we have an idea for tanks. We have an idea for healers. Does anyone have any questions about their positioning or there was something they want to go over?
Yeah, Chick, I wanted to say something to help claims.
Yeah.
I started at Mograine last week, and then went to Thane after 1 tick. But once I went to Thane, there was a bunch of healers already healing Thane.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the Thane healers. That would be Wesley, Pickles nearby, and Sube.
Yeah. So I don't know if it kind of feels like that's pointless. I don't know if you should just.
So you're in a position where you could just skip Thane since there's so many healers and go straight to Blaumau.
Yeah, that's what I was wanting to ask.
Well, like right here, it says right here too. For Group K, Hail Flames, I don't think your position changed in the roster, so you're still at Mograine, right?
So it says there, it says rotate clockwise for the remainder of the fight. Mark counts below, and it says so you start at Mograine and then you go to Blaumau, then Zeliac. So you should be going to Blaumau after Mograine.
Now you might have been confused with the other sheet that was there.
Yes,
you had 2 of them at the same time.
I've deleted
at the first
the other one's
attempt,
hidden right now, so you can't even find it.
Like at the first attempt, like nobody went for Zeliac.
Yeah.
That was like such a mess.
Yeah.
Also, this might be a small problem. There's some shamans that are literally just chain healing and not tank healing.
What should shamans be doing in this fight? What?
I mean, shamans, if you're at Mograine, you need to be tank healing. You can't be like.
Well, yeah, Mograine I think is specific.
I mean, Mograine makes sense, but yeah.
But like Blaumau, you shouldn't be like pumping heals.
I mean, Zeliac and Blaumau aren't going to like unless they get an unlucky void zone at Blaumau or like a huge chain on Zeliac.
Blaumau should be avoided. Zeliac can kind of flap if you don't like disarm and demo him. He can still kind of hit hard on that Fury Warrior.
Yeah, the only time
doesn't have good tank gear on.
The only time I chain healed was when I was in the safe zone. The other times I literally just looked at the tank and that was it.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
But I saw a lot of shamans not casting anything but chain
Does this sheet make more sense to you now, Hellflames, compared to last week?
Yeah, I completely got it. Like last week, I didn't really have any issues other than that was the only fuck up I think that I made.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess it's kind of weird because you go from Mograine straight to Blaumau, instead of the Thane. Maybe you're used to that, but.
Hey man, no, dude, I've been making that fuck. I personally have been making that fuck up for we've been doing it in my raid too on my priest, and I've been literally going to Thane after each time.
Okay.
Yeah. You guys hear me now? Hello, testing.
Yeah, I can hear you just fine. Yeah, are you out of breath still?
Were you jerking off or something, Cows?
No, I was.
He was heavy breathing.
He was taking the train.
He's off. I'm just kidding. Taking the train.
Yeah, he was on the train. He was on the train right now.
You can't hear you now if you're trying to talk.
And he's gone.
He can't hear you.
Hey,
he got upset.
Why is Hellflames going to Blaumau and skipping Thane? Because I'm rotating off of Thane on the first mark.
Okay.
No.
Right? On
no.
Wesley.
You sit there for
I'm
the
red.
4 stacks, right, guys? He has to sit there for the 4 stacks?
No, I'm leaving on the first mark.
Well, yeah, Chick, the way that you put it up there is that he's leaving on. Okay, so I guess.
So that's actually true?
So the way that.
You guys, so hold on a second. This is something that I was realizing was a mistake that all of the raids are fucking up the strat. So if you're doing the burn strat, you're still rotating. The same group don't rotate, but the Mograine rotate to Blaumau.
Yeah. So these 4 shamans right here should not leave. They should not leave on mark. The thing is, this is only for this right here. This Thane Boys thing, that's only for after Thane dies.
So Hellflames should be rotating from Mograine to Mo on the first mark.
Yes.
And none of our raids are doing that. And so what's happening is Blue Mo is ending up with no healers. and then the Blue Mo tank is dying or bitching and moaning and shield walling. So, and then the Thane healers are rotating to Blue Mo. So it quite frankly doesn't matter whether the Thane healers rotate to Blue Mo or not, because the truth of the matter is, if you're popping a GSPP, you're not going to die to the 4th mark anyway. And if you're getting a 5th mark, you're probably dead. So
here's my question now. So how do we fix this? I think it's very obvious though. But these 4 healers here, Wesley Pipes, Pickles, Nearby, and Subi, they stay until
Thane's dead.
Thane's dead, right? These other 9 healers are not going to see Thane alive. That's their job. They're not going to see Thane alive. Is this correct?
That is correct, and they're just rotating amongst the other 3.
So these 3, they don't even see Thane. They just live in this little triangle here, which is 3, 4, and 5. Okay,
yeah.
But
and the problem you're going to have,
hold
on, the problem you're going to have, Chick, is when when wife. Sorry, no, who was it? Hellflames. Hellflames starts at Mograine, goes to Blue Mo, goes to Ziliak.
Yeah.
He can't go back to Mograine because his Mograine stacks won't have dropped. He has to go to the safe zone.
It has to drop. It's 6 stacks.
No,
the timing means you'll have all 3 stacks on you at the same time. You can't you might. No, do they drop off? Maybe
they do. They drop off.
They'll drop off.
You can go from Mograine to Blaumau to Ziliak, and when Ziliak's marks barely fall off, Mograine's will when Ziliak marks are at 3, Mograine should be off.
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay. So groups I, J, and K do a triangle rotation. The Thane boys Zerg Thane, and then once Thane is dead, they go to the safe zone, and then they spot heal as needed. To be honest with you, it doesn't matter where they go or how they go. What they should be doing isn't really so much healing the safe zone. They should be watching the other 3 tanks, and if they think that if they see only 2 healers in there, they should just be rotating themselves in.
These 3
and then
people
back to the safe zone.
Because here's another idea I had. Okay, but I like that idea, but I want to spitball this. What if Wesley just No, because that'd be really weird. What if Wesley just joined to Blaumau? What if Wesley just went to Zeliek? Sorry, what if Wesley went to Blaumau? Pickles just goes to Zeliek, and then Nearby goes to
Yeah,
of
you can do
Mograine.
that, and then so long as you start doing the rotation, it really doesn't matter. Like it once the first one is down, there's 12 healers, and you really only need 9.
So I guess we could say this. After for exactly Wesley Snipes, we'll just say he go to 4, right? And then Pickles go to 3, and then for nearby he can go to 5, and then stay in 2 for this guy. Is that?
Yeah, that works.
Okay, and they just join like that. I don't. That's an idea. Another idea is what you're saying is they stay in the middle and they just kind of follow through whenever they think is appropriate. Like that's what you're kind of trying to make it say, but I'm trying to make it like a science, and you're trying to make it an art.
And once the thing is, once the second one dies, once Mograine dies, at that point you'll have half the healers standing in the safe zone because of marks, and because they won't drop off. You can't go Blue Mozeliac.
Yeah, instead of going to Mograine, they just go to safe zone.
And so it isn't a bad idea to have a couple of your healers act as emergency healers who they're specific, maybe people you really trust, like Pickles, and you basically don't make this part of the official strat, but just say to him, hey, Pickles, once the front 2 are dead, you stay in the safe zone and watch the back 2.
Why don't I just say this,
help.
right? Then I'm gonna mix up. How about I do this then? I just erase this, okay.
But I think
I erase that.
But if I was to be really honest, I think you are slightly overcomplicating it. Once the front 2 are dead, this should be over. The reason we wiped was because there was way too much clutter in Discord, and the tanks lost control of the fight. It's a total control fight, and anyone who wasn't a tank who was talking during that attempt stopped the tanks from being able to communicate.
Okay, so how about this then? They all go to 2. And spot heal / flex. They're flex, like they flex between what they need to go to. They'll fall in. They'll go in order, right? But they won't go all the same place, or they won't all go to something different. Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That's okay. And to be honest with you, whether they fit themselves in the rotation, you end up with 4 healers at each one, or whether they don't. At that point, it shouldn't matter because 3 healers should be enough. In fact, 2 healers should be enough to keep each tank alive.
I mean, other than Mograine, yeah.
Yeah, other than Mograine.
Everybody gets 3 stacks at the same time, right?
It depends on if they were in range of the boss or not. So
exactly.
That's why we don't go off that. We do not go off of how many marks you have. We go off of what mark it is.
I was just wondering.
That's why we really should have someone counting marks allowed.
Well, yeah, exactly. That's actually.
Well, there's a weak aura. Weak aura counts it for
There
you.
is a weak aura. Did I link the weak aura? Did I link this weak aura? This weak aura is extremely important because I got it because it's so good.
So Chick, can I make a suggestion?
Go ahead.
That you get the healers together on alts in Durotar or something, and have them before the raid, and it doesn't have to be like the night of the raid. It can be at any point of time between now and the raid, and just have them practice the rotation. That's what we did the first couple of times during the raid. We stopped and we had everyone stand in their groups, and then we would call Mark 1, and then the first group would rotate, and then the second group would rotate. And so if you just get all the healers online on level 1 alts or something,
okay, maybe we can all get on Durotar and just walk outside Durotar or something, yeah.
And just practice the rotation.
Okay.
Just for literally for 2 or 3 minutes, and that way once people see the rotation.
After this meeting, I will suggest it, and I'll just put in a time, and whoever can show up will show up. Okay. Yeah. I don't want to do it the day of.
Oh my god!
I'm not doing it the day of.
Yo, check! I found something amazing.
Okay, go ahead. I'm trying to find the healer discussion.
Look at this.
There was a macro. There we go. There's a counter and reminder to move. 1 second. I think this week aura is. I downloaded it. I think it's important, and I'm gonna put it in raid improvement because that is a good week aura, which I downloaded, so you know what mark it is. WoW interface assistant for Horseman assistant.
Look at the picture.
Yeah, what's the picture?
It looks really good or handy.
For learning or what?
It's just an assistant macro.
Well, I'm not gonna go over that today because this is video. I'll maybe look at it later. Sorry, I don't have a lot of time to like look through that. So anyway, yeah. Is there any other questions, comments about healers for this? It seems pretty clear what we decided what we're gonna do. These shamans here will just flex and probably fall back into the line, going to like a little triangle formation. But these 9 should be on a strict running a circle environment, right?
Triangle, running in a triangle.
Yeah. Sure. Running in a right triangle environment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah,
notes,
let's just
range and healers.
So
Max range?
Zeliak is a really important one because there was so much chatter about Zeliak. It doesn't matter whether you stack as 2s or whether you stand max range. The only thing that matters is you can't be 30 yards away and clumped. So either stack in 2s closer than max range or be max range. Like that's it. You can't chain to the people. You can chain to the people behind you, so you can't be standing in front of people.
Okay.
The truth of the matter is that killing Zeliak is the easiest part of the fight because his damage is the lowest of all of them. And so if Zeliak is the last one left standing, quite literally the best thing for the raid is for there to be 3 healers, 4 healers, and a couple of DPS, and that's it. And you literally just have 30 people standing in the safe zone waiting for those last 10 people to kill Zeliak. If too many people go in, then you get a chain, and then Zeliak gets lost by the tank, and then suddenly it's marking people in the safe zone, and you're wiping.
Okay.
The most important thing on Zeliak is that there's not too many people in, and the people who are in know what they're doing. And it doesn't really matter if they stack or if they're max range. What matters is they shut the fuck up so the tanks can actually can coordinate what's going on.
Okay. All right.
Zeliak chained. How many melee were there?
There wasn't any melee. I
was
died.
all the range like
in.
ran right in.
Tank had to walk in, and then all the healers were in there. So it was just the healers got chained because basically a tank died because there wasn't any healers.
He moved within range.
It was all bad. It was all bad.
Okay.
Like I died, and then a tank had to go back in to pick it up.
Yeah,
and
that's kind of why
going back in. It was
that's kind of why I like the buddy system. Like, to be honest with you, it does piss all damage to 2 people stacked. That's kind of why I like stacks of 2, because if you stack in 2, you can have 5 stacks. So you can have quite a lot of people standing around Zeliak.
What we're gonna be doing, Kalzarath, is actually just have all the range stand max range stacked for Zeliak. Because it's at 35 yards.
I'm only going to point out that is slightly risky, and the slightly risky thing is if Zeliak gets loose and runs towards that stack and then bolts them, it's going to kill them all.
Oh yeah, that might happen. But let's hope. The thing is, that's the only thing we can control is where he is. The tank.
Well, no, but you can control how many people are there, right? So if you just say only a couple of people in at a time, then it takes longer to kill Zeliak, but you're not going to cause a wipe.
Oh, yeah. If there's 3 healers and 3 range DPS, that's 6, and they're stacked on top of each other. Spreading them out, I think, makes it a little complicated. So I'd rather just everyone goes to a certain stack spot and then gets out, I suppose.
The important thing though is keeping comms clear so the tanks can communicate.
Okay. Yeah.
Quite frankly, if Zeliak chains and kills half a dozen melee, it doesn't matter. It's not going to cause a wipe. It's going to slow the fight down, but it won't cause a wipe.
Yeah.
If the tanks can't communicate to range trade-offs, then the tanks die, and then you wipe.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds good. And I guess when that happens, it always depends on who's alive, because sometimes someone might die. But what do tanks do when they rotate in? Is there an actual rotation, or do you guys get in a little line?
Backup tanks, or either a backup tank or
no, not when a tank dies. When they go
back
in.
dead horsemen, people who are tanking.
I don't know if you understand what I'm saying.
So here's what will happen, Chick. What will happen is, let's say the front 2 are dead, and let's say somebody's tanking Zeliak, right? Initially, yes, there's a rotation. Initially, there's a 8 tank rotation where you're going to a specific boss. But once the bosses start dying, what you get instead is I need a call, which will be I need relief on Zeliak, and then there'll be a tank in the safe zone. That tank will verbally call out, "It's Frey, I'm going in," and then Frey will go and take Zeliak, and then that tank will go back. The Zeliak
What happens
tank
when there's one boss left? What do you do?
But then there's literally probably 7 tanks sitting in the safe zone, and then some of them will go DPS, and some of them will wait.
Well, none of them should be going.
They're
in
all
'cause
sitting.
We're not
yeah,
having any
they're-
melee in. So
They're
my
literally
question
sitting.
is,
So you
should we
got
get-
7 tanks
Do we
sitting
just
in the
make a
safe
little
zone.
line and they talk to each
No.
other?
They don't even have to. What will happen is Ziliak tank will call for coverage, and one of the tanks will go. And if 2 of them go, it doesn't matter because you've still got 4 sitting in the safe zone.
Okay.
Like at that point, you don't need to micromanage that. At that point, you need clear comms so that the Ziliak tank can call saying, "I need relief."
Like
Sweet.
in East, when there's Zeliak left, all I do is grab Oreos and milk and dip it together and eat it.